Why knowledge matters.
Your life is really a testimony of incredible faith. So, how were you able to hold on despite the bullying that you faced, in the school? So, what is it particular about you? Is it something innate or something that you got somehow nurtured that you turned from adversity really into a opportunity, because
Well,
it forged this outstanding person that we know throughout the world?
well, I had my high school science teacher, and we had interesting things we did with him, like the Model Rocket Club. This is a place where I was not bullied. The other big thing was horses. You might want to look at a paper that's open access, how horses help the teenager with autism make friends and learn how to work. Riding horses and preparing horses for shows was one place where I was not bullied. This brings up friends through shared interests. And the kids that were interested in horses, interested in model rockets or electronic circuits, the bullies were not interested in those things. So I had some places where I could get away from this. That's really important. The other thing is I learned how to work. Even though I was a horrible student, I got kicked out of ninth grade for throwing a book at a girl. She called me a retard. And I chucked a great big social studies book at her, hit her on the head with it. And I went to a special boarding school, and they put me to work running the horse barn. And I cleaned 9 stalls every day, put them in and out, fed them. I was very proud of the fact that I did that, but I learned working skills. And one of the big problems I'm seeing today on the fully verbal end of the spectrum, kids are not learning working skills. They're not learning life skills, like shopping. I had little bits of allowance, and I was shopping and learning how to save money when I was 7, 8, and 9 years old. That's not happening today. Work skills are not the same as academic skills. Too many parents overprotect when I suggested, when they're like pumping some gas at the gas station, have your kid run in the shop and buy something. And so I've had parents say, I can't let go. And I'm talking about something as innocently as buying a jug of milk at a gas station store where you're right there looking in the window. You see, I see it. I even see which gas station I'd do it at, which pump I'd go to, where I could see into the shop. And it's in a really good neighborhood, too. I see it. You see, it's specific. There's nothing abstract about it.
And you know what I also love? I mean, by the way, I also love horseback riding. That is just so outstanding, and horses are just beautiful. It's just, but on the other hand, it's also not very accessible. It's also very, very expensive. But what you just said is one of the biggest problem we face today is people are so caught up with their screens. And I see it
Oh,
myself.
we got to get them off that. We got to get them off the screens, and that's why I've got these books like Calling All Minds, My Childhood Projects, Making Kites. I have another book called The Outdoor Scientist. Let's just get kids observing animals, looking at stars, looking at different plants, get them outside. We've got to get them off the screens. Now, I'm not suggesting banning it. Let's do what we did in the 50s. I was allowed 1 hour of television a day, 2 hours of television on the weekend. We can do that same thing with video games. You limit it. You don't ban it. You limit it.
I 100% agree, but the problem is too that the parents themselves are addicted to it, and
Well,
then
I've talked to a lot, and I'm very sorry I interrupt. This is part of my problem with processor speed. I can't time, and I know it's rude, and I can't help it. But the other
I
thing
love that. I actually love that because you know why? You are super authentic, you are real. I love that. And it doesn't bother me at all. That is why you are such an impactful person, because you are truly who you are meant to be. That's why you impact lives, because you're authentic to the core. Your integrity, everything you do is because it comes from a place from your heart, I would say, or from your brain or whatever.
I'm seeing grandmothers come up to me to find out they're autistic. They're on the fully verbal end of the spectrum. When the kids get diagnosed, why did that grandfather get a good job? Because he had a paper route at age 11. Now, I know those are gone now. I know that. So now we have to find paper route substitutes. Walking a neighbor's dog. It's very important that they do a task on a schedule for a boss that's outside the home. Church volunteer jobs. Just a few months ago, I talked to a 12-year-old. She was the church coffee lady, autistic. Very proud of that. Okay, these are very simple. These don't cost anything to do. I'm trying to always pick out good low-income options. And doing coffee at a church is something you can implement. Doesn't cost anything. And it can be just done in the neighborhood. And the young lady learned some work skills.
That's why knowledge matters. Make your life a masterpiece. Visit now programs.the-ykm.com.